All right, here is an explanation in a brief nutshell of your final playlist and assessment and how you're going to be graded. So, starting right away with the presentation rubric, because this final playlist and assessment is all about presentation. You are going to be delivering a presentation in front of the class. Now, I will map out in advance and tell you what date range we're looking at, but there will be a specified date range, 2 to 3 days of class at the end of the semester that we will set aside for presentations and presentations only. So everybody, that won't be a work time during presentations. Everybody will be watching presentations or giving presentations. So you have to be ready to present on the very first day of that date range. You have to work under the assumption that you could be the first one called. You won't know, okay? So you have to be loaded and ready to go whenever I say your name during that date range to get up and present. The consequence for not being ready when it's your turn is that you will forfeit your ability to get a 4 or a 5 out of 5 on the proficiency scale. So basically the highest grade you can get would be a 60%, which is passing, but not a good grade. It's the very lowest grade possible while still passing. And this assessment is unique because it is a presentation and we can't reassess. So really what you get is what you get. So you want to make sure that you're ready to go so that you can maximize the amount of points that you can get on this for your final grade of the year. All right, so there are 3 things that you'll be rated on for this. The first thing is the content, and you might be wondering, what the heck am I going to present on? Well, it is going to be you presenting to the class what you learned in your junior research project. So you've already done all the research and collected all of your thoughts about this topic. Now you're just teaching us basically what you learned this year through your junior research project. So you will be, the first thing you'll do is get this presentation planning guide, which is a sheet of paper from me, and you will fill this out based directly on your junior research essay. So what was your thesis claim? What was your concession? What was the evidence you gave for that concession? What were your 3 reasons? And each one followed by what evidence for it and what explanation you had for it. It's the exact same structure of your essay. So a lot of the work is done for you. You're just working on summarizing it because as it says here on your digital visual aid, which is the next thing I'll talk about, 8 words or less in each of these boxes, unless it's quoted evidence. So besides the content itself and having everything that I'm asking you to have, you'll be graded on your digital visual aid, which is a fancy way of saying a Google slideshow. Okay, so you'll be presenting from the top of the classroom using a Google slideshow. Just like when I teach to the whole class or I make announcements at the beginning of class and I'm clicking through a slideshow, that's all you're going to be doing, okay? And you will learn in the playlist itself how to create a good digital visual aid as opposed to a bad one. And I will teach you in detail about all these points, but we'll be looking at your title page, your font, the images that you use, and the slide content and formatting to be graded on that. But of course, you'll learn in the playlist how to do that right. And the last thing will be your presentation skills themselves, your ability to present in an engaging way. And of course, there will be a video in the playlist where I teach you how to do that well. So the video in the playlist about digital visual aid, and there's another video about presentation skills, you will need to take notes as it tells you in the playlist as you watch those videos. So you might be pausing those videos and jotting down notes. Whatever you have to do to get that information down to make sure that you incorporate what I teach you in those videos as you are presenting, because you will be graded on those points. So there's some special things that you can do to this gets you to a 3. In order to get to a 4 and a 5, it has to do with evaluating your peers. So as you observe other people giving their presentations, you'll be rating them and explaining your rating of them. And that's how you can get to a 4 and a 5. And those details are laid out in the playlist itself, so I won't bore you with those details now. But that in a nutshell is what we're doing here. Please, as always, carefully read the playlist, all of the words. Don't just click on the video links and watch the videos and that's it. You need to read all of this text. There's important details in here, information you need to know to do your very, very best on this. And you want to do your best on this because this is your last assessment of the semester.